Hey everybody, it's Doc. Welcome to the channel. And today we're going to do a rather simple project, trying a new product where we're going to take my dirty RAV4 and make it resistant to dust, dirt, and grime. We'll see how it works. So hopefully this audio is okay. The dogs are helping me by staying in the shade. And this is my very, very, very dirty 2025 RAV4. The paint color is Blueprint Blue, which when it's clean, I love it, but it's hardly ever clean because it spots really easy, it shows dirt really easily. Now, I live near a gravel road. I've got a gravel lane that's a quarter of a mile long, and of course it's going to be dirty, and that's probably not going to stop. But we're going to see if we can maybe make it so it cleans up easier and maybe resists the dust and dirt a little easier by using this new product. That's new to me anyways, but it's probably not real new. It's called Ethos Resist, and the parameters of this experiment basically is I'm going to clean this car today. I'm going to apply the Ethos. I'm going to show you how the dirt sprays off right now without it, and then we're going to wait a couple of weeks, get this thing good and dirty again, and we'll see how easy it cleans just up with a hose. And I don't know, we'll see how it does. But let's go look at the product first, okay? So this is available on Amazon. This is not a sponsored video, but we are Amazon affiliates. So if you look in the link, you can purchase this. Basically, it helps the channel because we get a little bit of a kickback. It doesn't cost you anything. So there it is. And I think there's enough in this bottle to take care of 2 cars. And this is graphene. So let me tell you a little bit about the Ethos product. Basically, according to their website, this is a breakthrough hybrid graphene formula. It's a unique combination of graphene-infused ceramic for effortless application and long-acting results. And, that's usually the problem with ceramic coat is, you have to clay bar the car first, and you have to do a lot of prep. Supposedly, this doesn't require a lot of prep, but we don't know how good it is. But there's some interesting things about it in the respect that you can also apply it to vehicles that have existing coatings. And I've got my GR Corolla, which is a matte gray, always looks super dirty. When I bought it, I was told that it had a ceramic coating, but it's really doesn't seem to be doing that great of a job. So we'll probably do another video on that car later and see how that does. Supposedly this product, after you apply it, it's good for 12 months, effectively repelling UV rays, water, dirt, and dust. Well, I've got plenty of all of those. And again, it's effortless application. So the question in my mind is, what the heck is graphene? And so I went to ChatGPT to find out. So graphene is a 1-atom thick sheet of carbon atoms arranged in a hexagonal honeycomb lattice. It is considered one of the most remarkable materials ever discovered due to its extraordinary properties. So the chemical composition is pre-carbon, like graphite, diamond, carbon nanotubes. The structure, each carbon atom is bonded with 3 others in a 2D plane. It's 0.3 nanometers thick, which is 1 atom thick, and it was discovered in 2004 by Andrei Geim and Konstantin Novoselov, who won the Nobel Prize for Physics. So that's how important it is. Interesting little fun-filled facts is it's 100 to 300 times stronger than steel by weight. It's got extremely good electrical conductivity, better than copper. It's got some of the best known thermal conductivity. I don't know how it's going to help us, to be honest. It's flexible, it's bendable, stretchable, and nearly transparent, and it's ultralight, almost weightless per square meter. The biggest fun-filled fact is 1 sheet of graphene large enough to cover a football field would weigh less than a gram, but it would support the weight of a truck if it was perfectly made. So, all cool things. Let's watch the car. And you can see pretty much we didn't remove diddly. So that means that the dirt is not coming off. This will be the big test for the graphene product, the Ethos Resist, is to see if when I hit it with a hose next time, if it just sheds off the dirt. Ours washed and it sat out in the sun and dried, and then it started to rain, so I brought it inside. The lighting's not as good in here, so I've got my studio lights helping out. And basically the instructions, for all intents and purposes, say spray on, wipe off. If there's excess, wipe it off again. And it's supposed to be really easy, so we're gonna take them at their word and we're gonna put it on. Since this is the best lit part in the garage, we'll film here so you can see the initial stuff. Essentially, the instructions say spray on, wipe off, so, and I think we're supposed to watch not to put too much on, and then we'll just do it segmentally. It says a little goes a long way. Try and get on all those little cracks there. And if I read the instructions right, it's going to be as easy as that. I'll probably go over and buff it a little bit after things dry off. We're just going to try and hit every little segment we can. We'll see how it turns out. I've got dry one that's not being used for anything on my shoulder, so we can hit any spots that are a little bit wet. So it's all done and it's nice and shiny. We'll do a quick walk around. I'll show you what I like and what I don't like. In the instructions it says a little goes a long ways, but on the commercials they just show them spraying it on the car. So I took it, to the spraying on the car route, and I think I may have used too much because there was a fair amount of hand buffing that I had to do after I was done. And it looks really good. I mean, you can see, like, I don't know if you can appreciate that. Like right here, there's a little bit of residue that I did not get to, and but overall it looks really good. That's probably the best this thing's looked since I bought it, and we're gonna see what it'll do over the next couple of weeks. And like I said, it's just a little bit spotty there, and I don't think there's much I can do about it. The other thing I did, and I'm kind of wishing I didn't, was I put it on the windows, because it says you can put it on glass, and it says it's near invisible. Well, it looks great on the front windows where there's no tint, but on the back windows, and this is after buffing and using Windex to clean it off, you can still see a little bit of residue as well. But if this is residue that will, keep dirt and dust off, I might be able to live with it. But I think I'm going to work on it just a little bit more to make sure most of that residue is off, because once I turned it into a different position in the sun, what little sun we have, I can see more spots. So I'm going to get back to work, and I'll get back to you guys in 2 weeks. I'm not going to wash it for 2 weeks. We're going to see how it rinses off when the next 2 weeks is up. So 2 weeks have passed, and the weather has been pretty consistent to what it was like before. It's been rainy. We've had several rains. I've tried to hit every mud puddle that I could. It's also been dusty. So let's take a look at what the car looks like 2 weeks after putting the coating on. All right, all in all, quite honestly, it looks pretty good, because this car would have looked pretty horrible with all the spotting, which was primarily my biggest concern. But you can see there's dirt, mud at the bottom of the car. And the big thing is back here, you can see where it collects at this window. It always collects back here, always piles up back here when you're driving down any dusty road at all. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just rinse it. I'm not going to wash it. I'm not going to touch it other than just hitting it with a hose, and we'll see what it does. One big point I wanna make, and it's maybe a little bit of a disappointment, but I should have expected it, and I'll put a picture probably right up here, and that is that, you know, the instructions or the descriptions say that, you know, graphene protects steel, plastic, glass, stuff like that, and it's a near transparent substance. So what I did, and I just sprayed it all over the car. I sprayed it on the windows, I sprayed it on the body, I sprayed it on everything. And the one thing that I found out was it's not transparent enough for the windows. And you can see up here where, you know, looking out the window, it looks like you have a slimy, filth covered window, I guess, which some people might not mind. It really kind of drives me nuts. So next time I do it, probably what I would recommend, or that I'm going to do myself, is I'm going to spray it on the towel and wipe down the car anytime I'm near the windows, instead of actually spraying on the windows, with one exception. And that one exception, I think, is going to be this back window. It's heavily tinted. I really can't see out of it that closely from the front, so a little bit of film on that wouldn't bother me. And I've noticed that the dust collects a lot less on this window with the product on it. So let's see how it hoses off and see how we do. It's full. You can see the water beading off really nicely. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hose the car off. I might go up and get my leaf blower and just blow it off. So we're just gonna see how well it cleans up with just the spray off. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some alcohol and I'm going to clean off these windows. That's kind of nice. Look at the water just run right off. That's pretty cool. One more thing, which is, we'll see how well it takes the bugs off the front. You can see the bugs stuck there. Well, they wash off pretty good, it looks like. Yeah, normally they would just be baked on. I did cover the headlights with the graphene as well, and see how that goes. So I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so this is what it looks like all dried off, and still just a little bit of water spotting. It's not too bad. You can see it more on the windshield, but that's just because it's a little bit dusty out yet, probably. And the back. So, you know, again, I would rate this as a pretty good product, but I'm going to run to the car wash and I'm just going to give it a quick blast and see what that does for the appearance of the vehicle. Because even after getting the car wash prior to putting this on, I still got huge water spots. We're gonna see how that works. It's very windy, so I hope you guys hear me okay. So it didn't wash off that well just with water, so I decided to take it to the car wash and give it just a blast with soapy water and pressure and see what that did for us. So I'll show you what we got. So there's still a little bit of spotting. I could have probably cleaned it up a little bit more under there. I think that's me, not the washer. But overall, it's pretty good. And you can see the haziness of the graphene on the window now that the window's kind of clean, maybe a little bit dirty from the gravel. But overall, you know, it's not too bad. I mean, it doesn't look super great right now. Is it a miracle product? No, it's not. Is it as good as any wax that you buy, but probably a lot easier to put on? I would give it that. You know, we'll see how long it lasts. I think it's a decent product, but I'm going to keep looking for something better. So I think we'll try Max 1 next, see what that does. You guys have a great day. We'll see you out there.